Alright boys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're on Virelette 1986 by Roddy Van Harlen, I think it is, or Roddy Van Harlen. First ever track, again. A lot of new people come into the community in the track building world, which is nice. Nice to see some new people bring out some new tracks. And yeah, I obviously don't know what this track is like in real life. It's a 1986 track, which is way before my time of anything, before I was even born. So yeah, I'm not going to remember this track at all from if it was actually raced. But yeah, I feel like for a first track, going for a proper retro vibe. And we're on the start Varg, so we're on a proper old 1980s track on a futuristic start Varg bike. So yeah, I was riding this yesterday with Jake. Jake was on a two-stroke, and I was on the start Varg because, you know, I hate two-strokes in this game. But yeah, it's just a very fun, flowy track. Jumps are very simple, jumps very easy, and the ruts aren't too bad. The ruts do actually hold you quite nice. Because right yesterday we had quite a bit of E-road on, like 1.2 E-road, and it's actually quite a fun track when you've got like high E-road because the ruts actually form quite nicely. And yeah, it probably like holds you. The ruts quite nice when E-road comes in because E-road actually holds you as well, which is nice. But yeah, we're on the like stock grey. I do actually have a paint for the start Varg, but I thought with this new Plum FXR 2025 gear, I feel like the grey start Varg kind of goes with it all, which is quite nice and quite cool. This new 2025 Revo gear is very nice. I believe Baited is bringing them out on mods, I think it is. It's mods or shop, I'm pretty sure it's mods. He's bringing them out, and yeah, I think they're going to be out in the next few days, possibly when you guys see this they might be out. I'm not actually 100% sure when he's bringing them out, but they're very well made. He's taken a very long time to make them in a good way. He's put a lot of time, a lot of effort into the stitching, and the buckles on the trousers as well are actually like the actual FXR buckle. Like Dan sent him a picture of one of the actual gear sets, and yeah, Bait copied it in Blender, was it? Something like that. I'm not sure how you do all the modeling stuff in this game, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a fully custom made buckle and everything, which is on the actual real life gear, which is really cool. Lucky enough that Dan can sort of help us with all of this, as in like obviously he runs everything like design wise. So yeah, if we need to get a picture of a gear set, or if Bait wants to copy the gear set or something like that, then yeah, Dan basically just sends a photo and Bait can copy it from the exact gear set. Haven't got to get a picture from like Google or anything like that. This grass is concrete physics as well, so it's very hard to get going again when you're on it. Got to be very easy and very smooth on the throttle. But yeah, track is one of the things where it's nice to just hop on and just run some laps, which is really cool. And yeah, it's a very simple track. It's nothing too difficult, nothing too hard. You just got to sort of work on timing for corners, because you come into these corners very quick, and on the start Varg, for example, there's no engine braking, so you've really got to be easy on the brakes, smooth on the throttle, and yeah, get into the corners nicely. This section is nice as well because you can just roll the throttle on, bounce off the bank. It's just a very fun track, I think, on a start Varg. You can ride it obviously on any bike. I feel like a 450 would be a bit overkill, but then a start Varg is a bit overkill as well. So you can ride it on any bike, but I feel like two strokes would probably be the best option around here, just like size and scaling wise. But for me, I'm not a big fan of two strokes. And I'm not actually sure if I can mention this. I'm not actually sure if this is like public news yet. But I believe there will be another preview coming out within, well, I don't even know a time frame to be honest, but I believe there's another preview coming out. I'm not going to say too much on it because I don't actually know what the rules are about mentioning it. But yeah, I believe there is a preview 4 coming out at some point. But yeah, I don't really know when or anything like that. I'm not really sure if I'm allowed to mention it, but I'm sure they'll end up announcing it within the next few days anyway. But yeah, I feel like we're closing down on near enough complete bikes now, really. For like each time previews are being updated, they're minimal changes. There's nothing really massive, no major changes, and it's getting less and less in the change logs each time they're updated, really, which is nice. I feel like preview 1 there was a lot of changes, preview 2 there was less, preview 3 there was hardly any, and then preview 4 was hardly any as well. So I believe we are narrowing down to a complete finished OEM bike, which is nice, which means we'll be seeing them sooner than later, which is nice. And got the Nations Discord and everything. Got sent out by Wes the other day. So yeah, I made the Nations top 9 pick, which I know I would. I always make it every year. But it's just nice to sort of be in there and see who wants to do what. I believe it's going to be 250 class, I think, is our struggle at the minute. There's so many 450 riders that are actual 250 riders want to obviously race the 250 spot, but then there's a few 450 riders that also want to go for the 250 spot because they don't want to battle it out against other people. So I believe the thing that people wanted for Team GB was Camlins and Tyler, but Aqua Dan, is it? No, Aqua Sam? Is it Aqua and Sam? I'm not actually too sure, to be honest. I believe it's Aqua, Sam, and Neon all want to go for the 250 spot, and Cam also wants to go for the 250 spot. I always just do open, so I'm going to try and do open again. It doesn't really make a difference like for the qualifying race, but if I do make Team GB for Nations, I'd rather be in the open class, which is nice. No particular reason why, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's probably going to be harder in the open class, if I'm honest, but I don't know. I just feel like I'd prefer the open class races. But I feel like, yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a battle to try and choose who we want to actually race in what class. We've only got about 2 weeks until Nations qualifier, so we've got to sort of figure it out soon. But I think I'm going to try and do open, and Lynn's, I believe, maybe open, and then Tyler MX1. Jake will probably do MX1 as well. Ken's unfortunately is in the B group, so they're actually doing a B team for US and GB. Wes hasn't actually mentioned what the B team is going to be yet. I think he wants to do like Wales or something like that for the B team. So we'll see. It'd be interesting to see like what country he picks. And yeah, B team. We actually have a decent B team as well. So yeah, we could have some good races in A and B. But yeah, obviously A is the main race, and I think US are going to have a strong team as always. US are always having a strong team. Same with Team GB. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Obviously we want Team GB to win, and I believe Team GB will win. No one really comes too close to US or GB. It's always normally GB 1 and 2, or it has been for the last year or two. So yeah, it'd be interesting if anyone can sort of dethrone us and the US, which will be nice. But obviously we still want GB to win. Want to have the strongest team possible. But yeah, a few people complaining that it's always going to be the same people in Team GB, but I don't have an issue with that at all. I feel like if we're going to have a good GB team, why not keep using the good GB team instead of just letting other people have a go? Because in the nicest way possible, there's no point having like a throwaway year because people just want to let someone else do it. I feel like if we have a strong team, keep using that strong team. I don't see anything against that. Like, I'm not the one making the team anyway, so it's not like, you know, it's not like I'm fine with it because I'm in the team. I probably won't even make it. But it's just nice to do the races. It's nice to go full GB because we go full GB for the qualifying races, obviously. It's just nice to have everything like set, like all the GB stuff. It's nice to just be representing something other than just like a team or, you know, just representing yourself. It's nice to be representing someone, like a country or a nation inside the game, which is really, really cool. A lot of people complaining that it's on a Saturday, but I understand the viewpoint of Wes, where he said everyone needs to be able to make it. Everyone's saying, why not just run the same times as Aerial? But you can't really do the same times as Aerial because obviously NA and EU have different time zones. And we need to do it at the exact same time because everyone needs to be in the same race. So we need to make it so US can race, EU can race, and also Australia can race. And it needs to be a reasonable time for everyone. So a lot of people are saying that they can't do it because it's on a Saturday, or they can't do it because they want to race in real life. But I understand Wes's viewpoint of this is a 1 year event. If you want to go out and ride and miss it, then by all means. But Wes basically said it's worth staying back to do it. So yeah, it's up to you if you do want to miss it or not. But I feel like, yeah, you can't really put it to a Friday because everyone's working. So if you do it on a Friday, our normal time, like 8 PM EU, it could be too early for NA and then they'd be at work. So yeah, the only day to really do it is on a weekend. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of it being on weekends because I also like to do stuff on weekends. I go away weekends if I just do stuff on weekends, really. But I feel like one day in the year you can sort of just try and be home for bikes, which I know it's a game at the end of the day, but it's a 1 year event. You might as well just do it just to do it, really, just to experience it. And yeah, if you don't make the spot, I believe Narvo normally is the one that streams it. I believe it's going to be Narvo again this year. But Narvo always does a great job of the commentating side of things, so I'm looking forward to it. Even if I don't make the spot, I enjoy actually watching it, because I'm normally in a VC with all the GB guys anyway. So it's nice to be in a VC. You can sort of spot them, tell them where Team GB is, who you need to beat, who you need to like pass, or if they can sort of calm down if we're in the lead by a few positions, because it's Olympic scoring. So if we're in the lead by a few positions, and you know, you can sort of tell the rider to calm down a bit, relax. You know, we have the win as it stands. Just bring it on home. So yeah, it's nice to be in a VC with everyone when they're doing it, and also the streams done really well by Narvo. So yeah, I think I'm really looking forward to it. Whether I make the spot or I don't make the spot, it's always good. And the game comes alive in the week or two leading up to Nations. The game really does come alive. Loads of pub lobbies up, loads of actual decent tracks, loads of people actually on the game, like top pros. Obviously, they're practicing for Nations. So yeah, I feel like the next few weeks or so is really going to be good for Nations, and even the qualifying race gets a lot of players on the game as well, and especially leading up to the actual Nations, the actual race, that's when the game really comes alive. I feel like everyone's kind of on, because you practice with your team, you practice with your country really, and everyone sort of comes alive to race it. But yeah, I think that would do it from me. I'm really looking forward to Nations, whether I make the spot or not. And yeah, this track is very good for a first track, a little bit of a throwback track. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Go get this track on OC Mods, and yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.